If you could just start with your, say your name and spell it.
It is Stephanie Mohrlang, Stephanie Mohrlang.
Can you give me, tell me where you work and your job title?
I work for Hope West Hospice, and I am a CNA.
Can you describe for me what a day was like pre-COVID?
I would, right. I would have my schedule, and usually we see between 5 and 7 patients a day, typically closer to 7. And we try to stay around an hour with those patients. And when we would see them, we'd go, shower with them, provide their daily ADLs.
What is that?
What was that?
Yeah, what is the ADL?
Oh, like washing and brushing your teeth, getting dressed, that kind of thing. Okay. And we would be able to, sit down and, I guess you could say, hang out with them, provide that socialization. Yeah, so that's pretty much a typical day for us.
How has that changed at all?
Yes.
Can you describe the change?
We don't see as many patients a day. I say right now I'm staying around 5. Some days it's 4. Our cares have changed in the sense of that they're more an in and out type of thing, still going in and helping them with their showers, or people that are end of life providing, a bed bath and incontinence care and repositioning, but we're not able to provide that one-on-one social with the families and with the patients, being able to just sit down and hold their hand or give them a hug as they're, grieving, losing their loved one. So that's really hard, not being able to do that, because that's a lot of what hospice is, providing that extra care.
Yeah. What was it like for you initially when and for hospice when COVID came on the scene?
I would say personally, I didn't really know how to react to it. I didn't know if it was being over publicized by the media. Really just not sure how to feel about it. But our CEO has really kept us in the loop, sending there at the beginning, it was daily emails of updates of, I would bet our policy changes, if not weekly, weekly, if not daily sometimes, of how we are to conduct our visits, what kind of PPE we have to wear as far as face masks and goggles and face shields, what we would do if we have any patients with COVID, setting up, a COVID team, just a special team, so that way we're limiting our exposure of our staff and patients. So it's just really changed a lot. I will say it's a lot more stressful because we're having to be more cautious of how long we're staying with patients and how long, we're out in public even.
Yeah, describe for me what the changes in PPE.
So before we just wore gloves, to provide cares. Now, before we even enter the home, we have to have either safety glasses or goggles on, a face mask, either cloth or surgical. And then if we're providing more care than 10 minutes, we have to have a face shield. So it's a lot to remember to take it all in, to remember to keep 6 feet within yourself and other people, and that's hard to do, obviously, when we're providing cares. We can't do that. But not being able to interact with the family without being 6 feet apart, it's a lot.
Mm-hmm. How much more difficult does that make your job? I mean, even the PPE.
It makes it more difficult because it's, we're dealing with, showering people. So it's hot wearing that stuff. The glasses fog up, you're sweating because once the glasses fog up, then the face shields are fogging up. So it makes it hard to see what we're doing. And it makes it really hard for our very hard of hearing patients to even hear us talking to them because it is muffled through those layers of, face mask and the shield. So it's just trying to remember to take all that in too. I've had to walk back to my car a few times because I forgot the face shield
Mm-hmm.
And then, not being able to be really close to our patient's family who really right now are relying upon us as their social norm right now because they're not leaving their houses. So, yeah.
Georgia tells me that you are a single mom.
I am.
How has your life changed? I mean, I can't imagine the changes to your job, but also to your family. Can you describe some of that?
I am a single mom, so I have 2 kids, and they rely solely on me. So with the changes of not being able to see our patients as often, because we're trying to limit how frequently we're going in there without depriving them of, having cares, really puts a damper on, a hurt on how many hours I get a week. So I do provide an extended care service for one of our patients. So I don't get home until almost 6:30, sometimes 7 o'clock at night. So I'm gone from 8:30, 9 o'clock until late just because I provide that 4 hours for the family. So that's Monday through Friday. So the kids are at home, and then trying to be a homeschool teacher is just not working out right now. So it's very stressful right now. Worried about hours and worried about trying to make sure that they're taken care of.
Is now that we're in this safer at home, not, the governor's relaxing some of the restrictions, how is that affecting hospice care at all?
Right now, no, we're just sticking with what we've already have implemented. We haven't lessened any of that. So we'll continue to do what we're doing right now, virtually until there's a vaccine or we have no cases at all anymore. Yeah.
How are your kids doing?
They're going stir crazy because I don't take them out of the house. I'll stop at the store on my way home if I need something. And so the only places they've gone is to my sister's house, which she lives on 24 acres. So, but that's it. They haven't gone to a store in probably over almost 2 months now. Since all this started.
Do you have any personal stories of COVID?
I actually have family that lives in Nebraska, and their county currently has over 300 cases. And my cousin and her dad, so my uncle, both had COVID. She's also a CNA at a nursing home, and she brought it home. They're thankfully recovered now and doing better. But my mom had a best friend from high school who has health issues, and he spent a week in the hospital with COVID. He also got spinal meningitis with it, which was really odd. But his wife has an immune compromised system as well. So now he's living in the basement and she's upstairs until they have the all clear that she's not going to get sick. So, yeah. I never thought we'd actually, have to deal with it ourselves, but, we have, and thankfully they're okay. But with as many cases as they've had in just their county, it's kind of concerning, that more of my family could potentially get sick. So,
what are you doing to take care of yourself?
That's a good question. Since I work so much, and we can't go anywhere or couldn't, it's hard to find a little extra time for myself because, I get home and it's cook dinner and it's make sure they did their homework. And then by that time, I am just exhausted. So it's time for bed. I did go get a pedicure with my mom last Sunday, so that was nice. They opened last Sunday by appointment only, so that was very nice and relaxing.
I did not know that. That's news.
Yes.
Well, good for you.
We had to wear a face mask the whole time, but that's okay.
Somebody's touching my feet, I'll wear a face mask. No.
Yeah. So that was a nice little just do something for myself because we're on our feet all day.
Yeah.
So that was just a nice little get away from the house, take a break moment.
Is there anything else you want to tell me? How do you feel? How do you feel about maybe if you want to talk about our national response or locally or through your organization? How do you feel about COVID in general? How did you feel about shutting everything down and now that it's opening back up? Do you just have any general thoughts about?
It's hard to decipher what's being over publicized by the media and what's truthful, I guess you could say. Because I think there is a lot of false facts and then there are the real facts. And so really I've just been kind of relying upon what my work is reporting to us and what the health department, I know being in healthcare, I have a lot of people asking me, well, how bad is it? And it's bad, but at this point, we really don't know what's going to happen because, it is new and they're still learning about it. So I kind of just, with the government or not the government, but the nation's shutting down, I think it was a good thing, but at the same time, our economy is taking such a hit for it. I have a lot of friends and family that are in the oil field that are now without a job. So it's really hard and my sister's husband is a farmer. So even then, they're being impacted by it. So it's kind of scary times, and I'm hoping that we can start opening things back up so people can get back on their feet.
What has surprised you the most, and what have you learned about yourself?
I guess what surprised me the most is how many people aren't listening to, the wearing the face mask and the staying home. Because I do drive from patient home to home, I really never saw a change in the amount of traffic on the road. And that was just surprising. In an uproar about it, people need to stay home, but then people aren't doing it. So it's kind of like, well, what do we do? It's not going to go away if people aren't complying. but the government and law enforcement aren't enforcing it, which I totally understand. Um, but as far as myself, I've realized how much I like to stay home, and because now that I can't, I don't want to. So hopefully in the future, we'll get out of and do more things, make a little bit of a life change. And I have learned too that I don't have a life outside of working and going to softball or baseball practice or a game. That is my life. And now we don't have that. So now I got to come home and I'm like, oh, I got to cook dinner. What am I going to cook tonight?
What made you, how long have you been a CNA, and why did you why?
I have been a CNA for 11 years now. I didn't get my license until 2011, but I've been doing the work for 11 years. I just have always liked helping people. And so I actually started out working with the developmentally delayed. And they were all total care. So I provided all care for them in a group home. And so after I had gotten an injury and had to have surgery on my wrist, I figured I'm doing this work, I might as well go to school for it. And so I did the classes, and I have worked in all types of settings, nursing homes, assisted livings. I worked at Hilltop at the Life Adjustment Program with people with, traumatic brain injuries. And ultimately, I have been at hospice now at Hope West for 3 years, and I really love it. It's not always just the sad, everybody's, eventually everybody is gonna die. But, I've had patients that what we call graduate off of hospice, so they no longer needed our services. And then I have a patient currently that I've had for 2 years. So as long as the doctors find them eligible, I think it's every 6 months, then they stay on hospice. So, we really sometimes get to be attached with a family. But I really, truly enjoy being able to get to know my patients and be there for them. So, yeah, I just like doing what I do, and I can't picture myself doing something different. So, yeah.
They were great when my grandparents all passed away.
Yeah.
I didn't say enough good things about Hope West and hospice. So
there's actually a few hospices here in town now. I think there's 3.
Oh, really?
But we're the only nonprofit hospice. So
yeah,
we've taken a hit being nonprofit because we rely upon our fundraising, and we can't do that right now. So they've actually really explored other avenues how to still fundraise without contact with the public. So yeah,
I have some donations for their the store.
They just are opening it back up for donations.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
I should.
And then they'll, I think, open the store on June 1st.
Awesome. That's great. We were going through my boyfriend's mother's old things, and there's some really god-awful old tea set, and we looked it up, and you could probably get $500-600 for the ding thing, but it is so, you got to find the right buyer, and I think that's
right.
Just some hospice.
I understand.
They can make themselves a little chunk of change there.
Yeah.
Get that down.
And I know we appreciate it.
Well, you guys do amazing work, so.
Well, thank you.
Thank you for your time talking with me.
Yeah.